never make it alone. For Ryan Gersava, we need to strengthen our Bayanihan spirit and contribute more to our country. So, good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Maayong Buntag.
Maayong buntag.
Maayong Buntag, Jud.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Maraming salamat po.
Yeah, listening to your journey or your story this morning, it's inspired us very much. So,
Salamat.
how that happened?
I wanted to do something for me and my family. And so I developed this dream, a big dream, Filipina mom's dream, that either you become a medical doctor, lawyer, ganyan. So that's why I worked so hard to become a medical doctor. And that's when I found out that I have an incurable chronic condition. And I did not took that very seriously. I already got my license as a medtech, and then I couldn't get a job because of my diagnosis. Unfortunately, our labor system here in the Philippines still allows that you need to disclose those information. And since nobody would employ me, I decided to employ myself and started Virtualahan instead.
So, when you were young, your mom inspired you.
Yes, my parents. Kasi my parents, they did not get the opportunity to study. So, both sila hanggang third year high school lang yung tinapos. But they believed in the power of education so much that hindi man nila nakuha. Deal namin kasi nun, it's like they work hard to provide food on the table. On us, on the other side, we work hard to do best in school. Kasi in the Philippines, hindi pa rin libre. Even though it's a public school, marami ka pa rin babayaran. Pero if you're on top of the class, you have 100% scholarship. So wala kang babayaran. So it's not like we're smart. Kaya we graduated, most of us, siblings, 10 siblings, graduated valedictorian, elementary and high school. Not because we're smart, pero wala lang talaga kaming choice. Kasi kung second ka na, hindi ka na makaka-grade 2.
Really, when you were a kid, right? I'm sure that, you hate your parents too.
Of course, yeah. I mean, growing up, my impossible is getting a new pair of slipper. Because you can only get a new pair of slipper once a year on your birthday.
Okay.
So if you're that poor, right, you would think that your parents are not responsible enough, why they have 10 kids and they cannot support. You have all those questions. And then this year, my parents are turning 70 years old this year. So as a birthday gift, I brought them to Singapore for the first time. That's the first time to travel outside of the country. And then we were talking about this exact thinking. I told them you know what, Mang Pang, that's how I call them. There was a time in my life that I wish that I'm adopted, that I'm not born into this family because life was so hard. But I think I needed them so that I can build up the courage and tell a story.
How about your friends? What kind of friends do you have when you were a kid?
I was bullied when I was a kid. Primarily because I'm not as masculine as any other boy growing up. And in my generation, even though it's bundok. Bundok siya. So people don't tolerate that, don't accept that. So I have this bully na it's physical. Tinatapunan niya talaga ako ng bato.
Oh, wow.
And nagdudugo talaga siya. So, and I developed trauma on that. And hindi ko siya na-realize yung magnitude na until recently.
Being bullied, did you ever hate that person?
It's part of my childhood. I've reconciled it. I've forgiven. But the impact is very long term, that even though you're 26, the memory is vivid, it's fresh.
Yeah. Did you ever use that trauma as a driver to be successful?
Not intentionally, but it built me. It formed me. It teaches me to be courageous, to stand up for myself, to never let anyone take advantage of me again. So not intentionally, but the effect of it, yes.
So what was your biggest depression that you ever experienced?
Biggest depression, experiencing sexual abuse.
Really?
Yes. So I've been on several occasions on those when I was a kid. But it's only last New Year that I was able to reconcile it. That's the first time I opened it up to my parents. That's the first time I opened it up to my family. They had no idea about it. Kasi I pretended all these years that I tricked my brain to think that those are just my imagination, that they never happen. As you can tell, right? I still get nervous. I
Still not ready.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not
It's
ready.
a process.
Yeah, it's a process. Yeah, baby steps, right? That's normal. And now, you said your business. You become an entrepreneur. Why you decided Can you explain why you studied that kind of path?
Kasi, yun na nga, nobody would employ me. So, I'll just employ myself, start a business. Instead of looking for a job, I decided to create jobs because I identify as a person with disability. I have multiple diagnoses myself. So, that's the community that is closest to me. But we are not a person with disability organization, right? Because we also cater to former drug dependents, solo parents, former sex workers, indigenous people.
What's your best advice to children who gone through discrimination?
Find peace. It's very difficult to find that if you are put in a environment similar to the environment I grew up with. This is the advice that my father always gave me since I was very young. Sabi niya, whatever you do it with excellence. Do it with all your mind.
Do it
with excellence.
excellent. Okay.
But you know that you did what you can, and if nag-fail man siya, it's not because you did not put all the energy, you did not exhaust all resources that is possible. So kahit nag-fail siya, you know that you give it your best.
You know, one of the biggest concern right now in this generation are, of course, the millennials committing suicide.
I've had tendencies, yes.
You did before.
I've had tendencies,
Okay.
just considering how traumatic those experiences I've had, especially the abuse part, right? It's
Yes.
like just how you see yourself in the world. So that's why one strong component that we have at Virtualahan is well-being session. We have our own in-house psychologist to help us to process.
Okay.
Unless you intentionally help a person recover from their past, then it's very difficult for you to create that positive impact.
Been helping so many victims.
Yes, and they've been helping me. I think Virtualahan is also my healing process. Kasi without Virtualahan, I would not be able to embrace my condition, to talk about the issues that I have to deal with, right? So it's mutually beneficial. I might be the founder of the organization, but it's the community at its center.
Do you believe that God put you into those situations, your whole family, because you have a special purpose?
I don't believe that God intentionally put us there.
Okay.
But I believe that God provided us with the courage and the faith that we need, that whether we are put into that situation or on a different situation, will emerge as a light. One of my favorite verse, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work and glorify your Father in heaven.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
so much,
Wow. I am Rebecca Bustamante, and this is Self-Made.